Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's Pillar Regeneration class, our dedicated recovery class. As usual, we're going to be starting off with some foam rolling. So grab that foam roller of yours. We're going to be starting with the glutes today. So sitting on our foam roller, I'm going to be focusing on my right side first. So leaning all my weight on my right glute, I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg. Got my other hand planted on the floor here, and I'm gonna put as much pressure as I can here. Get my timer real quick, but yeah, we're gonna go for about 10 rolls each side here. Breathing, as always, taking our time, sinking into this stretch or into this roll. There we go. This is a tender area, so you might need to put more pressure on your feet and on your hands. All right, going for the other side now. Putting all my weight on my left side, crossing my left leg, over my right leg. Going for this other side now. Really take this as an opportunity to focus on that breathing. Okay, next, we're gonna go for our adductors. So that's the inside of our thigh here. I'm gonna adjust my camera just a little bit. As we're doing this, we're gonna have the foam roller facing this way. We're gonna have our leg up at 90 degrees here. So we're going back and forth on the inside of our leg here. Again, you're playing around with how much weight you can handle putting on the inside of your leg. You might want to put more weight on your forearms, more weight on this downside leg and foot. Depends on how hard your foam roller is, how used to this you are, all that good stuff. But again, we're going for about 8 to 10 rolls, slow and controlled. Try to get up towards your hip flexor area and then all the way down to your knee, focusing on the spots you feel like you need to. Once you're good there, go ahead, same thing, other side. Get that roller set up again, leg up at 90 degrees. People often overlook the adductors, so it's good to focus right in on them. Get 1 or 2 more here. All right, moving right along. We're gonna do 2 more areas of the body here. So first one, or second to last one, I should say, we're gonna hit our T-spine and our shoulders. When we're doing this, we just don't want to go too low. Avoid your lumbar spine or your low back. We want to stay mid-back to shoulders, so avoid your neck also. Start where you want. I like to cross my arms over my chest. Again, focusing on areas that you need to. This always feels real good for me. I'll sometimes set my butt on the floor and then extend backwards. Only go into about a comfortable position. Don't force it, but slowly controlling it. Getting some thoracic extension in there. And then, of course, getting up into that shoulder area, hitting both sides, lean to the left, lean to the right. Okay. And then to finish it off here on our foam rolling, we're going to go for our lats. So you're going to start right underneath the armpit area and go down to about your, midsection here, right where your muscle connects to your ribs. This can be really sensitive. I have a hard foam roller, so it's really sensitive for me. So I got to put a lot of weight on the floor here, not so much on the roller. But this is often a tight area for people, so this can feel really good. One or two more here. And going to the other side now. All righty. Again, there's not necessarily a right or wrong way to do this. You might have your feet slightly different. However, you can position yourself where you can optimize how much weight you're putting on and really hit the area you're looking for. That's all that matters. Okay. Go ahead, put that foam roller to the side. We're done with that aspect. So now we're going to move on to some stretches. Just like when we were focusing on those often overlooked adductors in the foam rolling portion, we're going to start with a nice adductor stretch. So I'm sitting back on my feet here, have my toes on the ground, top of my foot on the ground. I'm not going to have my knees together. I'm going to have my knees pointing out. Starting with my left side, I'm going to plant my hands on the floor, nice and firm. I'm going to push the floor away. From here, I'm going to shoot my left leg out, and you'll notice I have my toes pointing straight ahead. My foot is all the way on the floor. From here, I'm going to take a breath in. As I exhale, I'm sitting my butt back towards my heel here. You're going to feel a nice stretch from the inside of your leg and your adductors. We're going to hold it for a few seconds and gently rock back up. Let's do that 3 more times. Get your breath in unison with the stretch. You'll notice your foot will want to turn out. That's going to relieve some of the tension here. We want to build that up though as we're stretching. So keep those toes straight ahead. All right. Other side, reset in the middle. Knees are still pointing out. Press that floor away again with those hands. Right foot comes out this time. And we're going for 4 again on this side. A lot of this kind of has to do with your ankle mobility, depending on how well you can invert and evert your foot. But as with most things, the more you do it, the easier it will get. Okay, moving on. We're going to be staying in this kneeling position. So reset in the center again. Knees stay out wide. We're actually going to start the same way we did with our first stretch. So legs going to be out to the side. This time though, we're not focusing so much on our adductor, although you're still going to be getting that stretch. Instead, we're going to be focusing on our lats again. So leg out to the side, stand up nice and tall, reach your arm, or actually we'll go this side, reach your arm up to the ceiling, opposite side from the leg that is down, and then we're going to bend to that side. So we're getting a nice stretch again in the adductor, but we're also getting a nice stretch all along our lat here. Come back, and we're going to do the same thing 2 more times. Again, you're bending to the same side leg that is out. All right, 1 more time on this side. Okay, resetting. I'm going to go right back to the middle and hit that other side again. My lower body is going to be cut off here, but just know my knees are out wide, just like that first stretch. Right leg's coming out. I'm nice and tall here. Reaching my opposite arm up to the ceiling and bending. Gently reset. We're staying nice and tall, trying to hunch over. We're just bending laterally. We're going to hit that 1 more time. Nice. Okay, moving on to our third stretch. So we're going to focus now on our hip flexors, the front of our leg right up here in our hip area. So for this stretch, we're going to get in a half kneel. So see if I can adjust this so you can see me just perfect. Boom. Okay, so half kneeling position. I'm gonna have my knee here just below my hip. We don't want it too far back, don't want it too far up. These toes are dug into the floor here. If you need a mat or something, if you're on a hard surface, be sure to grab that because it can be irritating on your knee. So I'm gonna grab this mat for my knee. Boom. So that's just to give some added cushion. This front leg, ankle right under your knee. So we're perfectly set up now, we're nice and stable. All you're gonna do, we're focusing on this downside leg, the front of the leg and our hip flexor. You're not gonna arch the back, but you're gonna slightly shift your weight forward. Doing that again, by shifting our weight forward, you're gonna feel a stretch there. We're gonna breathe and hold it. Again, you don't really need to go very far. You don't want to arch the back to get down, or you don't want to go really excessive. Keep those ribs down, core tight. All you're doing is slightly moving your weight forward, and you're going to feel that. Let's go ahead and get the other side. So opposite knees down now. Other legs up, making sure, again, we're set up. Knee under hip, ankle under knee, abs tight, glutes tight, nice and tall. And then we're just shifting our weight a little bit forward. You should feel that hip flexor turn on. Breathe and hold. Let's get one more breath on this side. And relax. Okay, you can move that mat or that cushion away. We're gonna go into our last little stretch here. So we're gonna be doing a deep squat. And at the bottom, we're gonna hold it and drive into each of our ankles, getting some ankle mobility work. So go ahead and demonstrate just squatting down, nice deep squat. You might not be able to get as low, that's fine. From here, keeping our feet planted firmly on the floor, we're gonna drive our weight, driving my knee over my foot here, rock back to the center, and then rock in, alternating sides. You're obviously gonna get a nice stretch in your legs here, but we're also focusing on some of that ankle mobility, which is great to have. Let's reset, give ourselves a little rest, and then we're gonna do that one more time, maybe 2 more times. It's a little bit of workout holding this position here. Like I was saying earlier though, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You'll be able to hang out here all day. Let's do that one more time. And reset. Okay, finishing things off today, we're gonna do some stability exercises, some motor control exercises, as we always do. So this first one is going to require some core stability. We're gonna get back in that half kneeling position we were in, just like with that hip flexor stretch. This time though, we're doing something a little different. So again, half kneeling position. I'm gonna face you for this one. You can do this with your hands. If you have a dumbbell, you can also do it with your dumbbell. You can even just hold your foam roller here, but what we're gonna do, in this half kneeling position, core is nice and tight. We're not flexing or extending our spine at all. Starting with the foam roller, dumbbell, or just your hands to your downside hip. We're gonna breathe in, keeping this close to our body, bring it up to our chest, and then we're gonna reach out, keeping it nice and close still to us. Back to the chest and down, okay? Let me see if I can adjust this camera here. Working on my laptop has the angles kind of weird. Boom, there we go. Let's get a couple each side, maybe 5 each side. So bringing it up, reaching tall, back to the chest and down. As we're doing this, we want to think about our lower body being in cement. We're not moving either side. We're locking everything down, just trying to move. If that's too easy for you, bring your leg, your front leg, in front of your knee. So it'll look like this. getting your legs in line with one another is going to make the stability portion a lot harder versus it being out here. So play with that too. If you've been doing this while I'm talking, feel free to switch to the other side when you're ready. And again, this is a great core stability exercise. Gonna go ahead and switch it up, other side. Again, you're keeping that nice and tight to your body. One more. And rest. All righty. We're heading to our backs for this next exercise. We're going to be doing a dead bug with the foam roller. So go ahead and grab that again. Depending on how long your foam roller is, mine's nice and short, so I can do this. You might have to turn it though and go this way. But we're going to have, I'm going to start on my left side. So I'm going to put the foam roller just right on my knee, essentially. My legs are up at 90 degrees. I'm going to take my opposite arm and I'm going to create pressure there with my forearm. So I'm just pressing into it, holding the foam roller up. With our free leg and our free hand now, breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to lower to the floor. Keeping our core tight, not letting our back arch at all. Let's go for 5 each side here. Get nice and long at the bottom. All right, reset, give yourself a little rest. Same thing now, opposite sides. So I'm putting that foam roller now on my right knee. My left arm's gonna create that tension, keeping the foam roller up. And we're gonna do it with our free hands again, free arm and leg. Breathing in. As we exhale, lower to the floor. And rest. Okay, that's it for our dead bug with the foam roller. We're gonna do 2 more. So this next one, similar to a dead bug, but now we're gonna be on our hands and knees. Same kind of concept here though. So our knees are right under our hips. We're gonna push that floor away. Our knees are gonna raise just off the ground. Honestly, it's a stability exercise, just holding that plank position here with the knees off the floor. But if you want to challenge yourself, I did this in one of my other classes, you're gently just going to raise a hand off the floor. So your knees are already off the floor. You're just going to bring the hand just an inch or 2 off the ground while trying to stay sturdy. Don't rock back and forth. Don't lean forward. We want to essentially keep ourselves perfectly still or do our best to stay still. Let's do a couple times each side. I'm gonna hit each side one more time. Again, you could just be holding this. Okay. That's it for our bear plank with a lift. So for that, there's tons of variations you could be doing. You could go for a complete reach out with the arm. You could do opposite arm, opposite leg, which is more of a bird dog. The whole name of the game, though, of course, as always, is not letting the spine flex, keeping that, or extend or flex, keeping that core tight, moving our limbs while we keep this all stable. One last exercise we're going to do today is walkouts. So we'll start on the feet here. We'll plant our hands. We're going to just walk our hands out. You might only be able to come to a push-up position. That's fine. If you can keep going without sacrificing your core, keep going. See how far you can go. You're going to get as far out as possible. And then slowly walk yourself back in. What is return to a push-up position? Maybe a little bit higher. We can walk our hands all the way in, actually. Probably get a nice stretch in the hamstrings here. Let's walk it out 2 more times. Nice and slow, controlled. Going down to at least a push-up position. Trying to go further without letting our hips dip. Hold it at that end range and slowly start to walk it back. Coming to that down dog position, and we'll walk it out 1 more time. Let's get as far as we can this time. Slowly walk it in. And that is a wrap. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Got your blood pumping a little bit, but mainly just focusing on recovery, which often we overlook. I will see you all same time next Thursday. Have a good one.